This video is brought to you by Saraswati Vidyalaya Union. And hi, this is Prapti. Today we are going to study about the kingdom Animalia. Now we are going to study about the kingdom Animalia. In this kingdom Animalia, we are going to study about phylum Cnidaria, phylum Ctenophora and phylum Platyhelminthes in this video. The remaining phylums we'll see in the next video. Now let's start with this phylum Cnidaria. What are the first we'll see about the examples. In this phylum Cnidaria, examples are Hydra, Aurelia. That Aurelia is only known as the jellyfish. Though the name is fish, but that is not exactly fish. So Aurelia, then Physalia, that is only known as the Portuguese man of war, then Adamsia, that is known as the sea anemone, then Diploria, that is known as the brain coral, then Gorgonia, so that is known as the sea fan. All these are the example of phylum Cnidaria. Now let's study about the characteristics. In these, they are aquatic, mostly marine, and few are freshwater forms. They are sessile or free swimming. They show radial symmetry and diploblastic with blind sac body plan. Means what? Here they are made up of two germ layers, ectoderm and endoderm. That's why they are known as the diploblastic. And blind sac body plan means what? In that only one opening is present. That's why it is known as the blind sac body plan. I think so I have already explained you this diploblastic blind sac body plan and about the symmetry in the last video. Now let's study. Animal exhibit two body forms. In that first one polyp and the second one medusa. Now see that this polyp, it is the cylindrical form. I have shown in the diagram, that is example Hydra, and medusa, which is the umbrella like, and the example is what? That is Aurelia, or you can say that jellyfish. Remember the examples. These two examples are very important, that is Hydra and Aurelia. Now let's study in detail. The body cavity is meant for circulation as well as digestion. Hence, it is called as the gastrovascular cavity or coelenteron. Tentacles bear cnidoblast, or you can say that stinking cells, which are meant for anchorage, offense and defense. Means what? With the help of tentacles, these organisms, they capture prey. Okay. Then cnidarians reproduce both sexually and asexually. Now the first one, asexual reproduction. Generally this asexual reproduction takes place in the Hydra. Asexual reproduction takes place by budding and regeneration. I have shown you in the diagram. In the budding, what happened? The small bird which produces on Hydra, this bird increases in size, and then whenever it becomes mature, then it gets detached from the parent cell and then it grows separately. That is known as the budding. Regeneration means what? In the regeneration, so in that there is the formation of new organism. Okay, if suppose there is cut, if that Hydra which cut into the two pieces, so at that time from that Hydra then new Hydra is produced, that is regeneration. Name itself gives information. Then sexual reproduction takes place by gamete formation. Now the sexual reproduction mostly takes place in the Aurelia. They exhibit alteration of polypoid generation with medusoid generation. You can see in the diagram. Means what is that? This phenomenon, it is called as the metagenesis. That diagram I have shown you. In the diagram you will understand this metagenesis. Means in this what happened? This polyps produces medusae asexually, and this medusae produce polyps sexually. You can observe that diagram. Generally this type of reproduction takes place in the Obelia. So this was the information related to the Cnidaria, and remember the example Hydra and Aurelia. Now the next phylum, that is known as the Ctenophora, and here the two examples I have shown you. The first example, that is Pleurobrachia, second example Ctenoplana. In these, now let's study about the characteristics. These are commonly called as the conch jellies or sea walnuts. These are exclusively marine, free swimming animals. Then body is diploblastic, radially symmetrical with blind sac body plan. Means what? Diploblastic, that means it is made up of two germ layers, that is ectoderm and endoderm. That's why it is known as the diploblastic. Radially symmetrical means what? So whenever that median line is passes through the center, this organism which divides into the two equal parts. By any plane, it divides into the two equal parts. That's why it is known as the radial symmetrical. And what is the meaning of blind sac body plan? Blind sac body plan means what? In that only one opening is there. So through that opening only water enters inside it, and through that opening only water moves outside it. Means only one opening is there. That's why it is known as the blind sac. So that is one of the characteristics. Once again I'll read it. Body is diploblastic, radially symmetrical with blind sac body plan. Animals have tissue level organization. Locomotion is carried out by 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. You can see in the diagram, in that it is shown, and that small video I am showing you all. See that how the locomotion process takes place. So this locomotion is carried out by the 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. Characteristic features of ctenophores is bioluminescence. Means you can see during night only they are showing the bright colors. Means during night only we can see that organism. Okay, so that's why they are known as the bioluminescence. Means by themselves they are releasing light. Means in that the particular chemical, the ink like structure is present, and that ink we can easily see at night. So that's why this ctenophores is known as the bioluminescence. Like cnidarians, the ctenophores also exhibit extra and intracellular digestion. Reproduction is sexual with indirect development. Cnidoblasts are absent. Hence, these are called as the cnidarian. Cnidoblast means what? The tentacles, which are very important to capture the prey. So, in this organism, the tentacles, that cnidoblast are absent. So, instead of cnidoblast, there is to capture that prey, there is presence of what? That is ctenophora. It represented by very few members. Hence, it is considered as one of the minor phyla. Means here instead of that cnidoblast, so there is a presence of coloblast. Coloblast means what? Sticky cells. With the help of that they can capture the prey. So remember this one, this ctenophora, it is considered one of the minor phyla. And once again I'll tell you the example. Two examples are there, Pleurobrachia and the Ctenophora. Remember this one. Now the next phylum, that phylum which is known as the Platyhelminths. In that, flat-T, that means flat, helminth, that means worm. That's why it is known as the Platyhelminths. Now first one, see the example, that is Planaria, Taenia and the Fasciola. Now Taenia means what? Tapeworm. Fasciola means what? Liver fluke. Now let's study the characteristics. Body of this animal is dorso-ventrally flattened. Means how is the structure? It is same like a leaf structure. How is the leaf? Dorso-ventrally flattened. Like that only these animals are there. So this body of this animal is the dorso-ventrally flattened, hence are called as flatworms. Next point, animals are acoelomate. means what? Body cavity is absent. Triploblastic means they are made up of 3 germ layers: ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. Then they are showing the organ system grade of organization. Next point, mostly endoparasite and few are free living. Endoparasite means what? They are living inside the body of host. That's why they are known as the endoparasitic. Now here this parasitic form shows presence of hooks and suckers for the attachment to the body of the host. Body is covered by cuticle whenever they are present in parasites, or cilia whenever they are in the free living forms. Digestive system is generally absent in parasitic forms, but in free living forms it is incomplete. That means blind sac body plan. Animals have phlegm cells or protonephridia which are helpful for the excretion and osmoregulation. Animals are hermaphrodite, means what? Bisexual. Self-fertilization is seen. Few have high power of regeneration and show polyembryony. So these are the characteristics related to the Platyhelminthes. Now the next phylums we'll see in the next lecture. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my video and my channel also. My channel name is Prapti Vanzare. Thank you.